Sipping this lean, I'm living carefree, da da da. LSD for me and you, keep up please. You can't judge nobody, so don't judge me. I just like smoking that weed, I just like smoking that weed. Smoking, drinking, booling, linking, facing these J's, I can't complain, my life is insane. I just wanna party and have some fun. I just wanna party and do some drugs, yeah.
Hey guys, it's Yellowkushh back on the beat. So today I'm going to be telling a story time about me popping off on a customer that happened today. So before I get into this story is in no way to like brag on this because I don't think this is cool. I'm just telling this story so y'all can know what not to do if you don't have a job yet, or if you're at a job. Learn from my mistakes, because like I could have handled this way better, but listen to the full story before you judge me or whatever. Like, oh, also, this is no shade towards my where I work. I genuinely love my manager. I just want to shout out my manager real quick, like, if she's watching this, because I know she watches my YouTube sometimes. I just want to say, like, I'm not going to say her name, but you know who you are. I love you so much, and thank you for all that you've done for me. You're like my second mom, like for real. And ugh, I just love you so much. Now on to the story. So today is my last day being 16. And I had to work 9.5 hour, not including break. Well, with including breaks. So it was 11 a.m. to 8:15 p.m. So basically, me and my mom really got into it last night, and like I was not having a good day. I wasn't in a good mood today. Like, I did not want to be there. Like, it's my last day being 16. Why would I want to be working a 9.5 hour shift? So I get to work, and you know, like, obviously I'm still gonna go because like I need money, and I can't, like, I'm not the type of person to like just flake out on, like, especially a company, but on people in general. Like, the only reason I'm still there, and like the only reason I'll continue to stay there, is because of my manager, and I love her so much. Basically what had happened was I walk into work. It's a normal day. Like, I was there from 1 to 4, like all cool. Like, it was I wouldn't say it was a good day, because I went to the bathroom like 4 times and like cried because I wasn't having a good day, but like it was a normal day. So around 4, I was getting ready for my 4:30 break. It was about to be my second break at 4:30, and it was like, I don't know exactly what time it was. I'm guessing around 4 because I left at 4:38 on the dot. I remember exactly what time I clocked out. So 4 o'clock rolls around, and I'm bagging for this one of my favorite cashiers. Oh, I forgot to mention, I work at a grocery store, and I'm not going to name the name of my grocery store. It's not in all states, I'll say that much, but some people do know where I work, and that's fine. This is no hate towards my company. I just don't want like this to have any negative effect. I'm just telling a story so that y'all can learn from my mistakes and what not to do, and I do regret doing this, but listen till the end, okay? Anyways, could someone please make a whole compilation of how many times I say but, or anyways? Please and thank you. So, I was bagging for my cashier because I work at a grocery store. We get this one customer. Like, I was already in a bad mood the whole day. I was like over the day. Like, I wanted to leave so bad. Like, but obviously I was like, had the mindset I was staying till 8. I was sitting there bagging this woman's groceries. She goes out or whatever, and this next woman comes up, and at first she was nice. She was like, hey, how are you? And I was like, I'm good. Normally I say that first, but she got to it before me. Oops. So she said that, and then like I started bagging. She hands me her reusable bags. Like, y'all all know, like, in stores you can use either plastic or you can bring in your own reusable bags. So she brought in her own reusable, and she handed them in one bag. All of her bags are in them. She handed them to me, and I like set them to the side, and I was gonna pick one up and start bagging. So what had happened was she handed me that, and I start bagging her first bag of groceries, and like that was fine. Like, here and there she'd be like, no, I don't want that in there, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, like, customers do this all the time. I bring out another normal bag or another like reusable bag, and I'm about to put a cold thing in it. And she was like, can you put that in my refrigerated bags? So I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, I didn't know she had refrigerated bags, because I don't sit there and go through all of her bags. So she's like, can you put that in a refrigerated bag? And I was like, yeah. So I get the refrigerated bag and start putting things in it. And like that whole bag, like she was sitting there like, no, don't put that in there yet, blah, blah, blah. And like I felt anger starting to arise. I was like, but like this happens with a lot of customers, so like I wasn't saying anything. Like I was just like, I would take this out like if she said something. But like this anger was like a hot anger. Like I felt it in my body, and I'm not even like over exaggerating in the slightest. Like I felt this anger. Like it just started coming in hot. So I started bagging her refrigerated bag, and she's nitpicking all that, and I just kind of ignore it, but I'm starting to get like really mad because she won't stop. And like normally by this point, like customers stop, like they'll stop sitting here and bossing me around. And so I get to her second refrigerated reusable bag, because she had more cold stuff. So I set that one in the cart. That's 2 bags in the cart. And so I pull out this second refrigerated one, and I grab this cold pie. So I grab this cold pie and I'm putting it into the refrigerated reusable bag. Oh my gosh, that's a tongue twister. So I'm putting it into that bag, and she's like, no, you don't put pies on the bottom of a bag. The reason why I put that pie on the bottom is because all of the rest of her cold stuff was light. So like you need to put pie on a flat surface, or it's gonna tilt over and like mess up the pie. And that's not what I was trying to do. Like I was trying to prevent that from happening by putting light stuff on top of the pie that wouldn't crush the pie. Okay, anyways, y'all don't care about this. Anyways, so she's like, the pie doesn't go on the bottom, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, do you want a bag? And like her face went from, the pie doesn't go on the bottom, to like her eyes got so big. She was like, I might. Like she wasn't expecting that. Like, I might. And I was like, well, I just stayed quiet and kept bagging. And she was like, are you having a bad day? And I said, and she was like, well, I hope you're having a bad day, because this is not how you're supposed to be treating your customer. She was like, in all my years of coming to this store, I've never had somebody be so rude to me. All I said was, do you want a bag? And then she goes, she was like, I have to go home and take care of my disabled husband. I was like, what does that have to do with me bagging your groceries? Like, genuinely, what does that have to do? And like, I just started ignoring her some more, and she just kept going and going and going. So you know what, I said, I'm not bagging her groceries, and I stormed off to customer service. And like I was so angry, I started crying. And like, I know I'm not the only one who cries when they're angry, but I was just so mad. I don't know how to describe to you what my store looked like, but there's 6 registers here and 6 registers in front of that, and then the doors out, and then customer service is over here, and then the stairs are over here, and then upstairs is over here. So I was like at the end, and customer service is over here. So I was like yelling at her. I don't remember exactly all I said, but that wasn't it. Like we were going back and forth for a second, and then I stormed off. And so like we were like yelling. So I storm off to customer service, which is over here. And one of my managers is standing right here. This isn't the manager I love, but she's sweet. So like I was like, I'm done. I'm quitting. Like I'm over this. Like blah. I'm going upstairs and getting a resigning paper because I'm done. Like I've been wanting to quit. Like this was just it. This was my last straw. Blah, blah, blah. And so like I'm saying that as I'm walking closer to the stairs, and one of the customer service people was standing right here. So I walked past her, and she was like, are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm done with this. And she was like, let's go upstairs to talk. So we go upstairs, and like at first we're standing outside of the conference room, and I'm just screaming like the whole store can hear me. I was like, I'm done with this. Like I was bawling my eyes out. So then we went into the conference room, and she was saying like, I was just telling her exactly what happened. I was crying, and she gave me a hug, and she was like, they treat us so bad down there, like, it's okay. And like, she was so sweet. Like, y'all, I don't hate anybody I work with. It's the customers. Like, everyone I work with are such good people, like, honestly. So she was like hugging me, and she was like, you can stay up here till you cool down. I was like, can you tell, what are we gonna name my manager? Okay, we're gonna name her Katie. I was like, can you tell Katie to come up here, which is my favorite manager? And she was like, I think she's on break, but I'll tell her. And so about 15 minutes go by. I call my friend Grace on the phone. I'm like telling her what happened. I tried calling my mom, but she was at work, so she couldn't answer. But so I called Grace, and Grace makes me feel a little better. But as soon as I got off the phone with her, like, I was crying again, like. And I was so, like, I was just, like, so mad. And I was, like, ugh, just so mad. I was sitting in that room for 15 minutes just, like, mad and angry and crying. And, like, I forgot to mention while I was in that room, I grabbed one of the papers that you have to fill out to quit. So then my manager, Katie, that's not her real name, but that's what we're going to call her. So Katie walks in, and like, she's on break, and she came to talk to me on her break. So she was wasting her break to come talk to me. So that, like, that in itself, that was so sweet. Like, ugh, I love her so much. So she sat down, and like, she saw, I had, during those 15 minutes, I had stormed out and gotten like, oh wait, let me make sure it doesn't say my store name on here. Okay, it doesn't. So, I got one of these, which is, it says, associate availability change request. And this is how you, quit, basically. So I had, filled it all out, and I had wrote my name, Krislyn-Jacobs, and it said reason for request. I said, not a good job. And then I, checked resignation. I don't know how to pronounce that. So she sees that, like, I had that sitting next to me, and she sees that, and she comes in, and like, it's sitting on the table, and she goes, no, 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 and she just starts scooting it away, and she was like, no, 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 and I was like, and she just was like, I was still crying when she walked in, and she was like, what happened? I explained to her what happened, and she was like, at the end of the day, like, customers are always going to be rude, but we don't always have to, like, she was just making me feel so much better. Like, all of us go through that, and like, I know I should have handled that so much better. I should have just ignored what she was saying and like continued like bagging how she wanted me to bag. But I was like, it was on top of me not having a good day and her just nitpicking me. And like, I'm not quitting where I work because of the people I work with. I love them too much, and I've grown like such a strong relationship with all of them. And I didn't get in trouble for that, but while me and Katie were talking, she gets a call over the announcements, and they're like, Katie, calls the number, like, call like 100 or something like that. And so she just called the place on her phone since she was on break, and she called them, and they told her that, the customer that was behind the woman came up to customer service and told them how rude that woman was being to me. And like, that made me feel so much better, just because like, I wasn't crazy. Like, I wasn't the only one who saw what just happened, because that was terrible how that woman, like, just because like, I'm working for you at the moment doesn't mean like you're gonna like make me feel the way you just made me feel. And period. But the learning lesson from all of this is to not let customers affect how you feel. Don't let, like, because at the end of the day, it's like a what, 2-minute interaction, and then you never have to see them again unless they come in all the time. But you could always just like, don't give angry customers the time of day that they're looking for. And that's all. Like, that's the story. I love my manager so much. I love the place I work for. It's the customers. Not even all customers, it's just the bad customers. Like, and I get so many of those a day, but that's the story. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Birthday's tomorrow. First one to wish me happy birthday gets a little shout out on my Instagram if y'all care. Like, I don't have that many followers, but Okay. Love y'all.